Okay, welcome to Nascimento Marketing's 32 Blitz, presented by Living Sport. Tonight is the second matchup of round 2. So tonight we have our first Canadian matchup of the second round. It's going to be uOttawa versus Guelph on NHL 20. So let's get to today's guests. Up top, we have Tyler Bruce from uOttawa, my alma mater. I'm Christopher Nascimento, by the way. And then just below me here in the Zoom chat, we have Spencer Herbst of Guelph. So two great guests. We're going to be playing NHL today. And sorry, let me just unmute you guys here. There we go. And two Leafs fans, which, being a Sens fan, interesting times. I'll say that. That's it, since we're live. But here, did you guys get the settings figured out?
You know what? I think it just automatically goes to what we need. Yeah. So we should be good.
Yeah. We're good. So, Tyler, are you right? You're on the right?
I'm on the right side, yes.
Okay, perfect. Let's do the random again. Do you guys remember what I had it? The two randoms and the third you get stuck?
Yeah. What is that? Okay, so 3 randoms?
2. If you do 3, you're stuck on the
2,
third.
you do a death pick. Okay, yeah. All right, let's go. Oh my God, Ottawa and Buffalo. Oh my God.
Hey, you're going to Ottawa.
I'm going to the third pick.
Oh, wow. That's disrespect.
That's not good. Those are not good.
It's tough.
All right. I got Arizona.
Okay.
Or Washington.
You went Washington last time. Let's spice it.
I think I was watching last time. I'll go Arizona.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Do you have the updated roster so Hall's on it?
Yeah, it should be.
Yeah, it'll be. Got some speed on this team.
Yeah,
definitely.
I think there's some issues there. Should be fine now. Yeah, let's get it going.
Oh, there we go. The settings show up after.
Gotcha.
Yeah, we got it.
Oh, yeah?
Makes sense.
Yeah, we're going 4 minutes, yeah?
Yeah, 4 minutes works.
Cool.
Here, 1 second. Let me fix something because I think we're frozen. Oh, it doesn't matter. I'm not Bell. So let's just do a quick rundown. Obviously, if you guys want to hear the full, story, timeline of their careers, school careers as well, you can follow them on the last stream. So Tyler played Carleton, the first one, and Spencer played Algonquin, so you can just search that up on my channel as well. But Tyler, let's give a quick rundown of at least who you are, what you got a degree in, and either what you're doing or what you want to be doing.
Right. Yeah. So my name's Tyler, and I recently graduated last year from the University of Ottawa. I did my degree in human kinetics with a specialization in it was called social sciences. So I did the sports business side of my degree, and I got kind of involved with the sports industry from pretty early on. And after I realized the degree is what helped me realize that there's more to the sports industry than physiotherapy and stuff like that. And so that's what kind of gave me an interest in that. And after graduating, I really grinded to get a bunch of different jobs with national sport organizations, which are pretty much all here in Ottawa. So I got the chance to work with Cycling Canada. I worked with the Coaches Association of Canada, and I'm now in my current position with Swimming Canada as the coordinator of Safe Sport, which is something that I'm really interested in and passionate about, to making sport safer for everyone in terms of eliminating abuse and harassment and discrimination from the game to make it more accessible for everyone. And so that's kind of where I'm at, hoping to continue my work with sport organizations and helping different sports, making them safer, adding different programs, stuff like that. And yeah, that's just a quick little rundown of that.
Oh, that's perfect. It's a great rundown. And something quickly before Spencer hops in here. You're touching on the national governing bodies for all these different sports. I know Ottawa for sure has a ton of them. And if you're someone who's going to school in Ottawa, Carleton, uOttawa, Algonquin, I think a great way or something that you can kind of implement to bring that touch of sports if you're getting a commerce degree like Spencer or I kind of did all my marketing projects evolving around sports, even though it was a specific like Bachelor of Commerce and Marketing. So for one of my last projects, I actually approached Badminton Canada, and we made a promotional plan for them for what was it? Oh, actually, I think it was supposed to be for the Olympics, but that I guess that's not happening now.
Yeah.
But we had kind of different, ideas for them to apply that and how to, approach different demographics or certain cultures as well, like new Canadians. So definitely some cool things you can do just by approaching these different organizations like a Badminton Canada or, these NGOs because, they want all the help they can get as well. So
yeah, I'll just add to that. There's about 70 different national sporting organizations. Not all of them are here in Ottawa, but a significant chunk of them are. And I've had the chance to meet people from a whole bunch of different ones, and I can tell you from experience, there's a lot, like almost the majority of those organizations are run by 4 to 5 people tops. So yeah, for those students that are like looking for those projects to work in the real world like that, the sport organizations are a great chance because they need all the help that they can get, really. So yeah, offering your help like that to them is always a useful idea.
No, absolutely. I think I'll leave that conversation there for now. We'll let Spencer hop in.
Yeah, sorry, let's get on to Spencer.
Give that little rundown of who he is and what he does.
No worries, guys. All good stuff. So I'm Spencer. I'm just finished my 4th year at the University of Guelph. Played on the hockey team there last number of years and study commerce, in particular econ and finance. Still not sure if that's the field I want to get into or not, but we're going with the flow. I've worked a lot of interesting jobs. Probably one of the more jobs I worked most relevant to sports is being a SAM mentor this past year. So that means a student athlete mentor, where you work with first year athletes, help them get acclimatized to life at school, and just help them with any issues that they may have academically, athletically, or in their personal life. So that's a role that I've had that ties very closely to sport. Other than that, other than getting my ass kicked right now in Chell.
Oh, you're winning! I didn't even notice this.
He's up 2-0 right now. Other than that, I take interest in a lot of different things. I've been leaning towards looking at consulting jobs, just because that's an opportunity where you get to work with a lot of different industries, and it's a good platform to figure out necessarily what you want to do in the future. So that's what I've been looking at recently.
Hey, Spencer, that just reminded me of something quickly. Message me after this because you're into hockey, and what is business development too that you're interested in?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Hit me up afterwards. I got something for you.
All right. Sounds good.
Yeah. Just off the top of my head, that's how it works. But, big Sens goal right there. Zach Smith. I know you guys noticed that. I know you guys are huge Sens fans. So let's shout out to Zach Smith. I know you're watching.
Did they waive him?
No, they traded for Artem Anisimov.
Oh, okay.
But I know last year they tried. Well, actually, they did waive.
Tried to.
No, you're right.
Didn't the team rebel? Like they didn't want it to happen. They said no, this isn't happening.
Wait, what? Sorry, you cut out.
Oh, I cut out. I just remember it was in the news, and the whole team wasn't happy about it because he's a well-liked guy on the team, and they're like, this is BS. Like this shouldn't happen, right?
Yeah. I don't know if they rebelled necessarily, but I know they weren't happy, which is pretty common, right, on a team where a guy that's been around for a while that that has worn an A gets put on waivers. That's never going to be a decision that's too. Sorry, I keep getting distracted. I say this every stream. I'm gonna stop looking. I'm gonna watch you guys now. It's not gonna be a well-liked decision, right? And he's a great guy. Like for sure, great bottom 6 player, but definitely wasn't doing too much. But Artem Anisimov, I don't know what I thought about that trade necessarily. He wasn't bad. Like he had some nice goals this year for sure. But part of the rebuild, I guess. Oh, I know you guys are big hockey guys. I'm just trying to think here. Have we had the stream since? Have we streamed together since the draft lottery or no?
Jeez, when was the draft lottery?
Oh man, that was about a week and a half ago.
Was it?
Yeah, I don't think so. I think first stream was before then.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking here because I know there was one stream in round 1 that we pushed back so I could watch the draft lottery. But
I love it.
Yeah, you had
disappointing.
Hey, look. You know, I'm going to be an optimistic here. Obviously, I was big. I called my shot. We're getting 1 and 2 here at the Sens, but that didn't happen. And, you know, I was kind of reading some articles too. Worst case scenario would have been 5 and 6. So I should just shut up and be happy with 3 and 5. So I'm happy there. At least we got a top 3 pick. But what do you guys think? Who I don't know if you're too familiar with the prospects coming up. Who, if you were the Sens, who would you pick at 3 and 5? Or what would your top 5 be? Maybe that's a little more broad.
You know, there's if I'm Ottawa, I'm taking Stützle, and I'm really happy with that pick because I don't think there's a lot of difference between him and Byfield. And that Jamie Drysdale guy, the defenseman, he would be a top 3 pick in any other draft. It's just like such a deep draft year that. So the Sens are lucky that this year of all years is the one that they get those 2 top picks.
Yeah, I'm honestly not too familiar with the draft pool. The only 2 names aside from Lafreniere that I'm really familiar with is Byfield and Drysdale guy. Drysdale went to high school with my youngest brother, and my brother says he's unbelievable. And I saw him play a little bit on the World Juniors, so yeah, that guy's pretty good.
That's crazy. And, I remember that on the
Byfield actually skated with a couple times, like playing summer hockey last year, and I kid you not, the guy's like 6'5", and I thought I was a good skater, and then I went up against this guy, and this guy just blew me out of the water. He was so fast, it was unbelievable, like agile too. So I know it was just summer hockey and it was non-contact, but this guy had some skill. So I know bigger guys usually, it's kind of weird. Like nowadays, it seems like the bigger guys actually take longer to kind of adjust to the NHL level. I guess they're used to having that physical advantage in junior, and then they get to the big leagues, and you know they're not so big anymore, and they don't have that advantage. So it's kind of weird how it seems like it takes the bigger guys longer to adjust. So I could see him being a guy that maybe goes back to junior for a year or 2, or maybe has a couple like adjustment years, but like could carve out a really good long career. So
yeah, I know for sure. I know they're saying too he's one of the youngest guys in the draft. Like he's almost I think it's almost a year. He's about like 11 months younger than Lafreniere. But
is he one of those September babies or whatever?
Yeah, pretty sure.
Yeah.
I think he's like a week or 2 before. I see. I only know all this stuff because of the Sens, right? Like, gotta stay tuned here. What's going on? But yeah, the whole Drysdale thing's pretty interesting. My only issue with like, obviously he's an amazing pickup, right? Ottawa struggled with scoring in the last number of years, and obviously we have some like nice forwards coming up, especially with the talent that's been down in Belleville. But actually, shout out to the podcast. Belleville Senators video coach Fred LeMay was on the podcast. Check it out. Good stuff. But what is it? Ottawa's never really had like that obviously since Heatley, that 50-goal guy, right? So I kind of want all those talented forwards in because they've been drafting defensemen the last few years to get that top 4 solidified. And I think they have some couple good guys there, but you never know. It's not my job, right? I'm more of a marketing guy. I'm the one that's going to help sell tickets. But yeah, I just thought it was an interesting question coming from some Leafs fans.
Definitely hurt them losing that Carlson guy too. He's all right.
Hey, so guy. I'm not gonna lie. I was fine with the trade. I was happy with it.
Really? You know what? You can consider
with hindsight.
With hindsight, obviously it's amazing.
Yeah.
But at the time of the trade, actually we talked about this on another stream. I'm also a huge Pats fan. Before anyone says anything, I lived in Boston, so there you go.
That's a gift.
What is it? I'm fine with Brady leaving. Like I'm more of like a team guy, right? So if a player leaves, okay, see ya. Obviously a couple players like I like, but what is it? I don't know with the Carlson deal, just like everything that you're hearing, a team seemed like they were falling apart as well. Like on paper when they got Duchesne, they should have been a way better team with Stone, Duchesne, Carlson, everyone else, but they weren't. And I don't know, $11 million for a guy that has like who's had a torn Achilles, sprained groins and stuff like that. That seems a little high for me. And
yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, and just having all these picks too. I think Josh Norris alone, amazing pickup.
Yeah. The frustrating thing is though, like the return could have been better for him to begin with, and same with Stone too. Like they didn't even get a ton for Stone.
Yeah, well the thing with Stone, right? He was gonna be a UFA, right? So my thing though that bothers me about the Stone trade is the deal was in place for Stone to re-sign with Vegas. So it wasn't like Vegas had no what is it?
So the value should go up because he was
Exactly.
locked in.
That's my whole issue when that trade happened. Obviously, apparently Brandstrom was supposed to be like the second coming of Carlson, and when he's in the AHL, he certainly looks like it. But he's kind of quiet up top this year. But he's also a smaller guy, so maybe once he puts up some mass. But man, once again, I don't know what is it with when I watch these games. Just get completely like tracking pucks and balls. But yeah. Oh well, to be honest, I think looking like in hindsight, some of the trades that the Sens have definitely done, maybe not the Stone one, have seemed to work out as they've aged. But except the Bobby Ryan one. Shout out Bobby, I know you're watching. Yeah. I'm just Tyler. I'm impressed. I thought Spencer was good. I might have to play you after this.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I know I got work in the morning, but I guess it's gonna be a slow sleep tonight.
Oh, this is gonna be a goal. Yeah.
Oh,
I got leg just as I kicked it out, and I was like, oh yeah.
Ooh.
Oh man.
Crawford's coming up big.
Here.
Hey. Crawford's actually like first cousins with someone I went to school with. I used to sit with him in calculus.
Cool.
Yeah. They actually look identical. So he would actually like he had what is it? Crawford's NHL ID. I don't know if I can say that. Oh well. Yeah. Yeah. Shout out Crawford. I know you're watching.
Oh man.
Is that Nylander? Right.
Alex Nylander.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Ooh. Oh, that's Tyler again. I keep like seeing a goal. I'm like, oh, nice job, Spencer, bringing it back. Wrong game.
I've been getting chances, and then I just pinch, and he gets a 2-on-1, and he scores. Playing stupid right now.
Tyler, you're gonna sign up for the uOttawa team now, right?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Hey, I don't know. Speaking of uOttawa, did you know uOttawa has a esports team or league? Did you know that?
I did not know that.
So when I was flying to Australia in January, this is gonna sound stupid if you're into esports. You know, I'm into all these like business ideas as well on top of my career. So I'm like, I think esports is gonna blow up. I'm like, how can I own a franchise and have that value just explode? So I thought I could like buy an esports team for a couple like thousand, maybe a couple tens of thousands. But yeah, apparently it's more expensive than I thought. So I actually like hit up like different like clubs and stuff to kind of get more insight into it, and a little more difficult than I first believed. But who knows? If you're looking for an owner and you have an esports team, hit me up. Nascimento Marketing, I'm interested. But
man, build your platform and make your own team. Don't buy one. Make your own.
Speaking of that, Spencer, you're into lug hockey, right?
Sorry, into what?
Lug hockey.
Lug hockey. Yeah, I've actually played a couple of games, and my brother's the commissioner of the or one of the commissioners of the Guelph Loop.
Oh, no way. Oh,
nice.
Stream cut out.
Yeah.
1 second here. Let me do my magic. I'm actually just clicking enter, but
my magic.
yeah. I like to say on my CV it says I'm a tech savant, but yeah. Actually, if anyone's watching, I actually like to give myself more credit being a tech savant because there's way more softwares and all this stuff going on to stream than you initially think of.
No, that's fair. I remember looking into it once to see like what is the gear that streamers use and stuff like that. It's crazy confusing.
See, that's why I like to jump in the deep end first. I kind of did this with my sports career. I kind of told people I'm going to make this tournament beforehand. And once you tell people you're doing it, you have to come up with the product. So
yeah.
I forced myself into learning it, which is good because otherwise I don't know if I would have done it.
I'm getting picked apart here.
Oh, man.
Tyler, you're
picked apart.
This is abuse now. What happened to Safe Sport? Not to make it out of that. But, oh my God, that was dirty. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need a drink pretty soon.
Yeah, this is tough.
I love it.
Oh, that's bad D on Soderbergh there. He's got to be better.
Yeah. Obviously it's the D.
It's always the CPU's fault.
Always.
Oh,
never your
100%. Yeah.
Oh, what was
Stupid
it?
game. Broken game.
Someone here was playing Madden on one of the streams, and then when the loading screen has like a little advertisement of like specific player cards.
Yeah.
Apparently, I think it's Aaron Rodgers in Madden. He has this, I think it's called X Factor, where a CPU can't intercept him, which is nuts.
That would be so annoying.
It's almost like hockey, where like a goalie can't stop, like a CPU goalie can't stop you, but
Yeah.
whatever.
It's literally a cheat code.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
So next time someone plays
Still
me
a
on
big mouth
Madden,
phone.
I'm playing with the Packers. But, yeah. Oh, okay. Not too bad here.
We're gonna at least make this close.
Yeah.
We're gonna make it close.
I was gonna say something about Lug Hockey. What was I gonna say about Lug Hockey?
You were asking just about connections with it and whatnot. But
Oh yeah.
they did a good job getting their tournament going. Like that's a good way to recoup revenue and keep your brand alive and active. And
For sure.
no, they were pretty on the ball with that. They kind of took care of that right away. I don't know if they had to give players their money back because the seasons were obviously cut a bit short.
Mm-hmm.
I guess most leagues didn't get to play out their playoffs or whatnot. But I don't know what happened from a financial perspective for them, but it's a good way to either add to the revenue or at least recoup some of the stuff that they lost out on.
Yeah, no, for sure. Well, if you know anyone that's interested in logging their esports, use the code TheRoute50 for 50% off on any
Quick little plug.
Yeah, league registration. I think the exact terminology is Nascimento Marketing is a partner with Lug Hockey. So Spencer, if you or your buddies, your brother, whomever, Tyler, you too, the millions of people watching, use the code TheRoute50 and you get 50% off registration for I think season 2 of, I think they have COD, NBA 2K, and NHL 20. And that's called Warzone. I don't know if there's a specific name, but
Oh,
what?
there is just a big mess in front of the net here. There's no way they can let that go in.
No.
Got to be goalie interference.
I thought you guys were.
Oh, you kicked it in though.
Oh no.
No, it's not going to count.
We'll see.
It's not going to count. No.
Okay. Yeah. There we go. Thank God.
Just a breakdancing battle in the crease there.
Yeah. Well, I guess it's a good thing you guys, Spencer, wanted to go 3 games here because it would have been a good night for Spencer.
Yeah. I'm regretting that. I would hate to choke this up now.
I feel bad. I told Spencer, I'm like, nah, man, you got to go Washington, or you got to go Arizona because you went Washington. It could have been a different outcome.
Yeah, I could have just walked over the blue line and shot with Ovi 18 times. And it would have been good, but...
Yeah, my bad to Guelph. I know you guys are watching. That's on me. But
yeah, I think you got an easy scapegoat there. You can blame it all on Chris.
No, that's okay. We have a saying at Guelph, create your own adversity. So
create your own adversity. What's the one at uOttawa, Tyler?
Defy the conventional.
Yeah, shout out to uOttawa. Great slogan. Because you did that with my graduation. Still not happy about that. Yeah, Tyler, did you graduate this year again?
Yeah, last year. I graduated last June.
Okay.
So I did get my in-person convocation and stuff.
Oh, okay. Had to brag, but whatever.
I just had to sneak that in.
Yeah, good for you. Anyways, no, just kidding. Yeah. Here, maybe I'll let the game finish up first because I know you guys are probably gonna be focused on that, and then kind of start a new discussion afterwards. But
yeah. Oh no, I can't let this happen.
Ooh.
No way.
Is that 4-6 or 3-6?
6-3.
6-3.
Yeah. He's giving me a couple of gifts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Couple.
Something I was gonna say here is, what do you guys think of all these new? I guess not really new, but all the different sports leagues starting up, right? I think MLS started up a couple days ago. NHL, NBA, MLB, the Canadian Elite Basketball League. All these different leagues are starting up. What do you guys think of all that?
I think some are doing them right and some of them are doing them wrong. So,
you want to go into that a bit? Like maybe.
I think the location was a poor idea, and I don't think the MLS is really caring enough about its players. Like I'm a big soccer guy, so I've been really paying attention to this, and it got to the point where there's Toronto FC was supposed to play DC United, and a player on both teams tested positive like 24 hours before the game. So Toronto's like, okay, we have to postpone the game, and the league said no, like go ahead with it. We'll just like isolate the two players, and it got to the point where Toronto just like didn't show up to the game that night and forced the league's hand. Yeah. So that's what I mean. Like I don't think the MLS is handling it right, and I have questions about how the NHL will handle it because I just don't have a lot of faith in the NHL management. But you know,
no, that's for sure interesting. Spencer, you want to touch on that?
I can't comment much on the MLS just because I'm not a big follower of soccer. You know what? I guess we won't really know a good answer about the NHL until we actually see, what happens if a player tests positive the morning of a game, right? Like how is that situation going to be handled? Is there going to be advancements in the testing where there's going to be more immediate results? Because I assume right now it still takes like around like 12 or 24 hours to get feedback. Apparently they're developing systems where you're going to be able to get feedback within a matter of minutes, which would be huge, obviously, and you could help obviously eliminate who you're bringing in the building that might be contagious and obviously limit the spread of the disease. But from what I've seen, from what I've heard, it seems like NHL's done a great job, at least just going step by step and putting things in place. And it's exciting that hockey's coming back. It feels weird because it's been gone for so long, and it feels like it should be getting ready for the next season rather than continuing the same. But with that being said, you do want to finish the season, and you want someone to be awarded a Stanley Cup, right? So
For sure.
It'll be nice to get that entertainment back. It feels weird not seeing baseball, not seeing football this time of year. Not like that. But it's also cool being able to focus on sports you maybe didn't watch so much. Like been watching a lot of UFC and the fights lately. That's been pretty cool. It's weird, no crowd noise whatsoever. Like when someone gets knocked out or put in a submission stuff, like it's such a mind trip. Like I think they honestly need to pump in like crowd noise.
Really, you're for that? Oh, I don't know if I am.
I don't know. Apparently, I want to say I heard this on the Joe Rogan podcast. They were talking about you paying a small fee, and you could just like put your phone on speaker, some sort of device in your living room as you're watching the games or fight or whatever in real time. And so that way there's and that audio is being streamed, like projected into the building. So it would be tough doing that because obviously there'd be like probably a couple seconds delay. So it'd be a little weird, but that'd be cool if they could get that in real time and you like actually like pay to have like your audio out of a specific seat.
Oh, that would be cool. My thing is it's almost like an asset that the UFC would want, right? To like gain that noise and gain that engagement. I guess, but you could also kind of spin it that like, oh, here, like you're getting that exclusive access that no one else is getting. But
I feel like it'd also be a huge liability because if people aren't there in person, they're going to say some of the most offside things ever. And that could be a total nightmare. So
for sure. Especially UFC fans, those guys are nuts.
And especially people fighting from different countries and backgrounds and ethnicities, whatnot. You just takes one bad apple for everyone saying someone saying something racist, offside, just 100%. Probably a recipe for disaster. But it would be, the concept of it's cool though.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
Here, let's do the random, and I'll continue talking while you guys do so, and then interrupt me if you're gonna go for a third or something.
Yeah.
Should I go first then?
Yeah, go ahead, Tyler.
Buffalo, Detroit. Those are two awful choices again.
I'm gonna go clearly.
Yeah, I got Columbus.
Okay, that's not bad.
Yeah, I can take that.
All right, Vancouver.
Oh.
Dallas. Ooh. I think I'll go with Vancouver.
Yeah,
good choice.
I would have gone.
So I guess something I was gonna say just in terms of hockey, maybe just a little hockey focus on this stream, but I think this is the only. Sorry, when I look back, it's always I have a whiteboard with all the info. It's the only NHL stream, I believe, for the second round. It might be the last NHL stream unless, if you guys win and then if York wins, I think I could do a FIFA or NHL matchup. But yeah, and the American streams, we don't really talk about hockey too much. What was I gonna say here? Oh, just talking about sports coming back and hockey or football as a whole. I think what Spencer was saying, how it kind of feels weird right now, right? And I think I've read some articles where certain like high prospects, specifically Lafreniere, was like thinking about going to over to Europe in order to play, right? Because you don't want to be shut down in March. How many months? Quick math here, I was in accounting. That's 8 months without playing, right? In November, so you don't really want that happening. So let's say Switzerland or something has a season come up in September, August. Some players like Lafreniere were thinking about going there and maybe getting their contract terminated once the NHL returns. So I think that was pretty interesting. I also thought it was kind of the weirdest thing ever. But got an inside scoop for the podcast throughout on all major platforms. I actually talked to, I think, an executive board member of HC Davos, so the team that hosts the Spengler Cup, and I asked his kind of opinion on that, and he was saying he doesn't think it's too practical because if there's no fans in the stands, they can't be paying like these high prospects the salary that they would have initially desired. But maybe it's just for the love of the game and just to keep that conditioning up.
Yeah, if I was a top prospect, I imagine it wouldn't be for the money. It would just be to be ready for when hockey does start. And because obviously you want to make as much money as possible. You're an athlete, and tomorrow's also never guaranteed, right? Exactly. You never know when an injury can take you out. But at those guys' stage, when you're at that, like you're projected that high, and your signing bonuses are going to be in the millions of dollars and stuff, like you're just looking at being as ready as possible, so you're in shape to have a good rookie year, and hopefully that leads just to a better career and more money down the road. So
I agree with that. My thing is, though, I guess maybe this kind of getting a little too deep here, just in terms of like insurance policies, right? An NHL team's probably not going to pay you out if you get hurt on let's say the draft. I think they announced it, didn't they? October 6th would be the draft. So I guess October 6th, and the season I think would start December 1st, which is nuts. Just free agency, training camp, draft. The fall is gonna be unreal for sports. Hopefully,
fingers crossed, man. Wave. Knock on wood,
Yeah, that's a quick wood knock. But I'm just curious how this is gonna all go down. And
one thing I want to add about those prospects, man, playing in Europe, I don't think their agents are going to let them. If I'm an agent, if I'm Lafreniere's agent, and I know that like he could get that big signing bonus like right off the bat in a couple months from now when he gets drafted, I don't know if and you get a cut of that signing bonus, I don't know if I'd let him take the risk of getting injured.
No, that's definitely I think it really depends on the insurance policy like the team has, and the payout of it, and then maybe just building on that as well. I guess kind of be devil's advocate here. You also have to think of the fandom you kind of grow in Europe, right? If Lafreniere, this huge name who's massive in at least Canada right now, if he goes to somewhere like Switzerland, who's bigger and bigger hockey market, especially with the recent first rounders coming out, I think that would be huge for his brand as well, just in terms of marketability, especially with the huge watch companies over in Switzerland and the finer products that they have over in Europe. So I think that'd be an interesting market as well, just in terms of the marketing side and branding. But
that's true.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it pretty much matters. You're right. If the team's willing to do it, and how much negotiating power the player has and the agent has, and if you're a later first round pick, they might say no, right? But at the same time, if they're not playing in the NHL and they're not good enough to play in the NHL, aside from the first handful of top picks, they're going to be back in junior anyways, or they're going to be the minors and stuff. So it's kind of the same risk you take, right? But the trend is teams are being a lot more conservative with their players, and I could totally see that happening. I could totally see that, teams saying no. But at the same time, if a guy's a top 2 overall pick, you probably want to make him happy, right? Because you probably want him re-signing with you when he's eligible. So that goes a long way.
No, for sure. True. I think an issue, though, you're kind of touching on junior. I think I read something where if there's no, crowds in junior teams, because, small markets, they're not making too much money. They're typically in the red for the most part, depending on the team. I think I read somewhere or an article that there's a good amount of CHL teams, so Canadian Hockey League teams, for those that don't know, that probably can't operate with no fans or in the crowd. So that's a whole other thing to think of, where maybe Lafreniere or Byfield wouldn't be able to kind of return to Sudbury or Rimouski. But definitely something to consider.
Yeah, I imagine a lot of the teams would be in deep trouble unless they were getting subsidies from the government or whatnot.
For sure.
Yeah,
I think the NHL could step up and help the junior teams.
Absolutely.
I don't know if they will, though, because that's kind of like the whole CWHL thing, right? Or what's the CWHL? NWHL.
Yeah.
Where
Same. Yeah.
Obviously, it's good, and they kind of gave that $100,000 investment, with no stake in the company or in the league that they asked for. But at the same time, I think they touched on this, the Spitting Chicklets. Biz, I know you're watching, shout out. What is it? Obviously, it's good to do that to, kind of help promote women's hockey and, take it to the next level. But at the same time, you have to, I think they touched on this on the podcast, that the NHL is a business to an extent. And I'm not trying to be like a devil advocate too much here, but you can't really just throw money at specific, let's say the NWHL or even this, because the CHL, there's at least 60, 70, it's 18 teams?
Yep.
22?
Probably 60 teams. Yeah.
About 60 teams. And, there's probably a decent amount of money there that would need to be spent, especially in a stadium like, at least here in Ottawa, because I know I worked there when I was younger. You have a huge staff that you need to bring in on game days, just in terms of organizing parking, ice maintenance, things like that. And it's also a bigger facility, right? Because they used to host the Sens back in the day. So just the operating costs of electricity, keeping everything clean and organized, that definitely increases depending on the bigger markets.
Yeah, for sure. Especially a team think of the London Knights. They fill 10,000 people a game, and I don't know, let's say the average ticket goes to $20-$30. That's a lot of money.
Oh, for sure.
That's a lot of income lost. Although since they're a bigger market, they probably get some TV revenue or obviously additional sponsorships and whatnot. But yeah, I can't imagine a smaller market team I don't know, a team that probably hasn't done great in recent years would be a Sudbury or
North Bay or something like that.
Yeah, North Bay. Even though they're in more hockey communities, those they rely off gate revenue and people showing up, 100%. Right? That's the ticket of the town. And when they don't have that, where else are they getting the money from?
No, that's exactly it. Yeah. So that's definitely something to consider. And to be honest, I don't know where this conversation started, but I'm glad we kind of went down this path here. Tyler, man, tough period. 3 shots.
Yeah,
that's a little.
Yeah, that was a bad period. But I talked to the boys in the locker room between periods. Yeah. Got them hyped up. Yeah. Gonna come out flying.
Hey man, I don't think I said this on the stream yet. So we announced this at the very end of last night's stream. The winner of the whole bracket will get $500 off a 2021 Living Sport program. So a $500 scholarship. So that's on the line right now. Tyler, Spencer, I know you guys are dying for that. So, who scored here? That's
Spencer.
Spencer, yeah. Man, Spencer's coming back for that. Spencer wants to play NHL in round 3 versus what? I think it's Spencer. You only have NHL, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm kind of limited.
Shout out to Spencer for making logistics a little tougher. I'll figure that out. I think I was talking about this on another stream where someone asked me why didn't you just do a 2K tournament? I'm like, that's not interesting. But now for sure when it gets a little tighter, it's gonna get interesting. How this is all gonna get down. To be honest though, I think I got it. That's fine. Worst case scenario, the new games are coming out in a month, so I think they're $15 in the Play Store, and there's a bunch of students, so they're getting CSB at the very least, so they can chime in here with that.
True.
Yeah. Shout out Trudeau quickly.
Shout.
Yeah. I think I was gonna ask Spencer something here. I think just going back on the Lafreniere topic, and obviously Tyler, you can jump in here, but I think I forget if I was talking to a player and they kind of told me this. It might have been a goalie. no, it's probably a player. Just in terms of like talent wise, if you're not skating, shooting, or taking shots from guys of the same caliber as yourself, you're what is it? Oh man,
Developing bad habits.
I guess you can kind of say building bad habits, but at least for a goalie, you're like you need like if you're an NHL goalie, you need those NHL shots rather than getting muffins from like a guy like me, right? You know
Oh
what I
yeah.
mean? So that kind of
Unless
brings
you're
your
working on like a specific drill and you just want like, soft shots off pad or in your glove, whatever. Like,
Mhm.
yeah, when you're actually doing any sort of high tempo stuff, you want it at a high pace. Um,
Exactly.
yeah, I worked at goalie camps a lot growing up, and they never had you shooting on a guy that was your age or older. You were always shooting on the younger kids because they wanted to challenge them and they wanted to, give them as hard a shots as possible.
No, that's good. Now that you mentioned that again, let me write that down.
Oh man,
To like tell you something after this, so I don't forget.
not going well.
Spencer. Thanks. Spencer wants to hear about this idea I had for him. Not even a dinner. It's probably an idea. I mean, probably an opportunity. Especially goalie camps. There's definitely something there. A project that I'm involved in.
Cool.
All ears.
Hockey.
Man, this Columbus team is tough to play with. Not a lot of stars.
Yeah.
They're decent all around, but not a lot of players that I like want to get the puck on.
You got to build them up, Tyler. It's kind of like a management role. This is like an interview. People are watching this right now. Millions, thousands. Shout out Nike. I know you're watching this at the headquarters. Phil Knight. How's it going? I know basically you got to manage a team. It's what would Tyler be like as a manager? Managing people, managing a club, right? So this is your opportunity to,
I build them up.
take Columbus.
I let them
build
know I'm
up.
proud of them, and I let them know that I know they've got it in them,
Mhm.
and I know these boys have it in them to make up this 3-0 deficit.
It's good stuff. That's definitely what I want to hear from my future manager. Or actually, scratch that when I'm manager. Yeah. Spencer, sorry, Tyler, I'm not asking. I just keep getting.
No, that's okay, man.
Spencer,
I like the hockey conversation. So
What was the goalie camp specifically, if you remember?
What was the name of them?
Yeah. Oh, there's a few.
Yeah, I worked at a number. It was a great job just when you were younger and training for hockey and wanted some extra time on the ice and make really bad money. But no, I worked at Piero Greco. I think it was just called Piero Greco's goalie school.
Okay.
He's out of Toronto. Works with like mostly GTHL kids. Another camp I worked at probably collectively for about a month or so was called the Crease, and they operate out of Etobicoke.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Well, this project definitely involves some goalies and apps. So leave it like that. If you go on my LinkedIn, you can probably put 2 to 2 together.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah. Well, I'm not too involved. I'll say that now. So it's a startup that I kind of joined at the start of my 4th year. Anyways, in like September, and I was working with them doing some marketing things, and I'm getting into business development as well. And there's projects that are in the works that I kind of helped initiate that kind of been put on pause due to COVID. Right? No hockey, can't really be getting involved in these different aspects of the game. But since I joined Atletico Ottawa, shout out to Tyler here in the back corner of the jersey. Tyler, let's just point it out here a little
right
left.
right there. Yeah,
No, that's
I
Spain.
gotta move it there.
Move the finger a bit more. The stripes. Anyways,
Oh man,
well, the stripes. So that's the team I'm working for now. So I kind of stepped back away from this hockey startup a bit, but I'm still, I guess you can almost call it like a special project consultant for this one specific. But I think maybe you could, you'd be interested in the whole business, so I can talk to you about that afterwards.
Yeah, absolutely. My brother, he was a goalie when he played, and he was briefly involved in goalie coaching and stuff too. And
Nice.
he was actually looking at developing a couple of years ago, like online web platform
Nice.
for goalie coaching, and basically so you didn't physically have to be there. Something that would be probably very applicable today. So, but I was just in the very baby stages and never really came through. But he did a lot of research, a lot of effort, and kind of got the ball rolling. But just figured it wasn't really for him.
No, well, that's interesting. Maybe even for your brother, just in terms of So this company is mainly kind of software developers that created like hockey apps, and one of the products is taking the central scouting sheet and putting it into like tablet form. Obviously, you probably know if you go to a hockey game, junior game, college, university, whatever, you always have scouts higher up in the stands. They're all sitting in their bunches, and they have these backpacks with a bunch of binders, right? And all these papers they're flipping through. So it's basically taking scouting and bringing it to the 21st century. So that's one of the products. And I don't know if you're too familiar with him, but Fred Brathwaite, former NHL goalie, he's actually an investor and he's heavily involved with the company. So the idea actually came when he was a goalie consultant, I think 2 years ago, on the world. Oh, that's what I was watching. For the Canadian World Junior team. So that's how the app kind of came about.
Yeah. And, so funny enough, I think my brother was at he's at either one of the summer camps or something like that for their team, and because he had a couple of really good years in the O. And
your brother played in the O.
Yeah, he played for the 67s actually for about 3 years.
You mentioned
he was a goalie there, and he was actually a first round pick to the O. He had really bad hip and knee problems. He missed about 18 months.
Jeez.
He went from being like one of the best goalies, if not the best goalies in Canada, to is he ever even going to play at this level, and worked his way back up. He played a handful of games what would have been his draft year. And the following year he ended up starting for Ottawa, and he played about like 50, I think he had like 35, almost 40 wins that year.
Wow.
And he played in the top prospects game, and he wasn't like the last cut for the World Junior teams, but he was at least in consideration to make it that year and stuff. So my brother had a very good hockey career. He's retired now.
Oh, he's done.
But yeah, he's a year younger than me. He's 24.
You're 25?
24 soon. I'm 25, yes.
Oh,
all us hockey guys start school late. We don't start till like 21 or so.
Did you ever get a look at junior?
Well, yeah, I played junior A. I never played major junior. I went to London's camp a couple of years, but I blew my shoulder out in London camp. That was fun.
Oh, that's tough.
But those guys are really good. I didn't have much business being there to begin with. There was like the first week of camp that I was there, I think something like 16 skaters on the team were at NHL camps, or at least rookie camps.
Yeah, London has.
They were that good. And then there's a couple guys that came back early, and I had oddly enough, one guy you literally have on Columbus right now, Anderson, skating down me. This guy's like 6'3", like 230 pounds, and just flying like the wind. It's like, how am I going to stop this guy?
Yeah.
Like, what can I possibly do? I'm like 50 pounds lighter than him.
Jeez.
So they always have a really good team just because they have so much money, and it's such just the whole.
What are you hinting at?
Just the whole experience they have there is obviously such a great recruitment tool, and just the reputation they have for sending guys to NHL. So that's always a heck of a team to play for.
Wow, that's impressive though. No offense here, but I always thought you were a little younger. Maybe it's the clean shaven look, but no, that's cool though. I didn't know that.
Yeah, well, it doesn't sound so good when you're mid-20s, but when I'm maybe in my 30s and 40s, the younger look will pay off. So.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. Yeah. Yeah, I think when I was 18, I'm like, oh, come on beard, and now when I shave, I look young again. But when the beard, I think I look at least 26 right now, or like 25. But yeah. Anyways, I need to go into that conversation. Did your brother ever play after junior, like at 21 or something? Did he go like ECHL or something like that?
He had like some minor pro offers, but he was a first round pick, so he's like, I have a really good school package here. I shouldn't turn this down.
No, for sure.
And he was playing at Western for a little bit, and his injury started creeping back, and he's like,
not worth it.
Man, this is not worth it. He had 7 surgeries total.
Oh,
so he's like, this is not worth it again. I already have to warm up for like an hour before I go on the ice just to go on the ice. Otherwise I'm going to get hurt. So it wasn't worth it for him. And at the time I was a little upset because he had invested so much in his hockey career, and he was extremely good at a point, and I knew he was capable of having a really good career, but it's just, it just wasn't in the cards for him physically. So he's doing very well now though. He's at Ivy at Western, and he's part of a lot of cool entrepreneurship initiatives there. And yeah, I'm really happy for him.
Yeah, that's cool. Is he still trying to get involved in sports, or is he maybe more focused on the entrepreneurship side?
Not so much. Like he kind of went cold turkey with hockey for a bit. He's kind of the personality. It's like he's all in or nothing, right?
Yeah.
So he wanted to do coaching for a little bit, and then he's like, you know what? I don't know if it was just too much for him, or if he just didn't have the same interest in coaching as he did in playing. But he just wanted to direct his energy towards other things. And like I said, he's either all in or nothing with something. So he wanted to look more at entrepreneurial ventures and just business in general. So he went from being a not so good student to like 90 averages in university and stuff. So he takes it seriously when he's into something.
That's good stuff, though. That's good to hear.
Yeah, absolutely.
90 averages in business too.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Tough
yeah,
stuff.
I'm not getting that. I'll tell you, my marks are pretty good.
I did not get that. That's I did not. See, craziest thing, my best grades came my grades got better the older I got. Maybe it's just maturity, but
I think that's the thing for a lot of people.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, here 100%. I am thinking I'm special, but yeah, this is gonna sound crazy. So I'm in Quebec, right? So I just live across the border in Ottawa, across the river, and border, I guess. So I went to Cégep, and Cégep High School, we have 60 averages, right, to pass. And you always hear of, like, at least in Ottawa, right, just across the river, you need a 50 to pass. So I know, at least for me, all my friends are like, oh, wow, that's a breeze. Like, I've been trained my whole life to get a 60, but not to get a 60 for those. I got good grades in high school, like flying. But you know what I mean? So I think there's an academic meeting you're supposed to have this start. It's a quick funny story for anyone watching. But you're supposed to have an academic meeting, and here I am being, I went to Cégep. It's kind of like your 12th year of high school because we finished a year early in Quebec, and your first year of university. That's what Cégep is. It's a nice little stepping stone. And I'm like, I'm kind of prepped. I went to college. Like, I'm not a high school kid like these Ontario students coming in. So I'm more mature than these guys. So I skipped my academic meeting because I'm like, I live in Ottawa. I know what uOttawa is about. I don't need to hear this. Funny enough, they talk about something called the GPA. Never heard of it. And apparently in an honors program, this GPA needs to be at a certain level. Didn't know that. And got a friendly email at the end of my first year, and didn't fail any classes. I thought that's what counted in university. That's not the case. Got a nice little email from the academic office saying, hey, how's it going? Step it up. Got the message, and that's where things went from there. But no 90s on my end. Well, but in my defense here, if anyone's watching, an employer before, Adidas, before you cancel out here, I worked like 70 hours at the football stadium, so let's dial that back.
That's fair. Yeah.
So the stream cut out, so I don't know what's going on here. Maybe someone give me some.
Yeah, we were getting some lag there, but I think it finished 5-1, 5-2.
I think it was 4-1.
4-1.
So Spencer took it.
Yeah.
Guys, that's winner take all. Should we just do a winner take all in this randomization? Just one quick poll.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You want to do that?
Risk it.
I'm down for that.
Random.
Yeah, you only get one random. No second.
All right. Detroit or Ottawa. Let's go.
Let's go. Let's go.
You go first.
Okay. Well, I hit settings. Fuck. Oh, hold on.
Well, he just hit a team he doesn't like.
What?
I said he just hit a team he didn't like.
What would you get?
Back up. I'm kidding.
Hold on.
Tyler, like the stream.
I got Pacific All Stars. No,
Okay, no,
I'll do it again. New Jersey Devils.
They were good on paper before the season.
I got the Leafs.
No way.
You're lying.
I swear I got the Leafs.
There's a lag here, so I'll believe him. He seems like a 77 goalie. Tyler, that's tough. Go fix your lines. See what's going on there.
Yeah, man. Do they not have a better alternate? Oh, man. Nah, no, I trust the team. Listen, it's not the AI, it's not the players, it's me holding this controller here.
True.
I trust myself.
What jersey? You're not putting a camo jersey, are you? No offense. Love the troops, but I don't like those jerseys.
No. I was looking for I know New Jersey's got the red and green ones.
Yeah.
Where they use like red or green stripes and green pants. That kind of look cool, but I can find them.
Yeah, I don't know what I think. These New Jersey Devils jerseys, the new ones, it's almost too modern for me, I think. Just it's too cut on the shoulder. I don't know.
Yeah, those new but I don't like New Jersey's like branding to start with, so not much that they can do that would please me.
In New Jersey, I know you're watching. Don't take that personally. He's just trying to, chat it up. But something I will say, this is something nice I'll say about the Leafs. Their new logo, I think when they added the 13 spikes, I believe, or the 13 points. I like that, the new logo compared to what they had in like the mid 2000s. And these jerseys they have here, it's kind of classic, 2 stripes, not too square. But definitely nice.
I totally agree. Yeah. I love this stuff way better than what they were rocking in like 2008, 2009.
Yeah, those were tough.
Yeah, tough years. The block leaf just looks so ugly.
Yeah. My thing though, just looking here, Adidas. I know you're watching this, but I don't know if I like your number, your fonts too much on the jerseys. Like, well, every team has the same number. No.
Yeah.
I don't like that. The Sens had some nice crispy numbers beforehand, and now they're a little generic. It looks like the college font or whatever it's called. What do you guys think of Jack Hughes?
I'm not sure how he did. Yeah, he didn't do that well, eh?
I don't think so.
Yeah, his brother really stole the show over in Vancouver this year.
Absolutely.
Seriously.
Did they do awards yet?
They awarded all the regular season ones that were at least like statistical, so like Richard or Art Ross, stuff like that. But I don't think the ones that actually get voted on.
So no like Calder or anything like that.
I don't think the Calder or I think the finalists were announced for those. I don't.
Think they did, but
what Cale Makar, Quinn Hughes, and what Merzlikins maybe.
Was it Merzlikins that was 3, or was it someone else?
I'm not sure.
I'm trying to remember.
I think Merzlikins was close.
Or no, I think it might have been that Olofsson guy. I could be wrong.
Oh, the one in Buffalo?
Yeah, it might have been him. He's having a good year too.
Yeah.
Who's New Jersey again? Sorry.
That's me.
Oh yeah?
First on the board.
This is the guy from Vegas, right? The guy that wasn't happy when he got sent down? Gusev?
No. That was Shipachyov or whatever.
Really? I thought it was Gusev.
The guy that was supposed to be Vegas's like marquee signing from the KHL.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, and then he wasn't that good and got sent down to Chicago Wolves or whatever their AHL team. Yeah, no, he left. They sent him down. And he's like, no, like why would I play in the AHL and take buses and stuff like that when I could just go back to the KHL and make $10 million a year?
Okay, he's not making 10, but he's definitely living with KK.
Some of those guys are making 10 for sure.
Yeah, some of those guys in Russia are making serious money,
especially
if
they're on St. Petersburg or CSK or one of those teams. Yeah.
I looked into it though. It seems like some of the contracts, like you hear like guys going for big money, maybe compared to like the AHL or. Cause I know, actually my best friend, my childhood best friend, his cousin played with the Canucks when they went to the finals, on like the 4th line, and he was spent a ton of years in the A, and eventually he went over to Europe to kind of get that experience, and he was playing in Switzerland, I believe. And I think he was making about 400,000 euros, which he was just saying like the quality of life, the traveling, the 400,000 euros were like amazing compared to like what? To be honest, the A, don't you make like 80,000?
Depends on what you're on, yeah.
Well, no, even like the rookie contract, like so let's say
rookie contract's minimum 300
in the A.
Oh no!
Minimum rookie contract's like $725, I think.
Yeah, in the NHL it's around 700.
Yeah.
Oh really?
Yeah. I think they get 80. I'm pretty sure you get 80 or something. Yeah.
The A minimum is like I think it's about 65, 70.
Yeah.
but a lot of it depends if you're on NHL contract or not too. If it's a one-way, it's a two-way. I have a friend that plays with Montreal. He's in his rookie year, and the money he makes in the NHL compared to the AHL, NHL is about 10 times what he makes 100%. In the NHL.
Yeah. Who's your buddy? Can you say that?
Yeah, his name's Jake Evans. Went to high school together, and he played with my brother for a number of years. And nice. He's kind of a low key guy, but he was a captain in Notre Dame.
Oh, nice.
I don't want to say late bloomer. He's always been a great player, but just a guy that shows up a little later because he took the college route, and he's a really, really solid player. Played his first number of games, scored his first NHL goal this year.
Yeah.
Nice. He's done really well in the minors, and he's just kind of finally getting a shot now. So
that's cool.
He's happy that the rosters are big now because he's called up for sure. He was kind of around like 13th, 14th forward on the depth chart when guys are healthy, and so that would mean not necessarily being up, but now that the AHL is not a thing, or at least they canceled their season, and the rosters I think are up to like 28 guys. He's
really?
He's there for as long as they're playing, right?
Yeah.
So
I didn't know that.
So he's pretty happy about that.
It must be psyched. Yeah, because I know. What is it? You're kind of saying like the 10 times the salary. Like NHL guys, right, in the A, let's say they're making like 120, 80K, something like that. With your NHL, and I don't even know what it's called. Oh, per diem pack. I think after maybe a couple weeks, you almost like surpass what you make in a full year in the A. So that's why like players kind of like they get called up maybe like a couple like days in between games.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do see players. The Leafs do it a lot where they call up like some random guy, and they'll call him up for like 3 days and then send him back down, and it'll be like the 3 days that the Leafs like don't have a game or anything like that, and it's like
the Leafs
it's probably just like rewarding him from some good play so that he like could get some good cash.
Good weekend, but
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the Leafs have a ton of cash. Like their Marlies team, it's not fair.
Those guys get like that team budget is bigger than some NHL teams, like the treatment that they get and whatnot.
Oh, for sure.
It's pretty good.
Oh, I don't know if this is going to count here.
I don't know.
You guys lagged out, so I have no idea what's going on.
Looks like some goalie interference.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, definitely. He can't.
Yeah,
he has no chance of saving that. He made a little bit Anderson, but
he's out of position, or he was he was interfered with.
Flop, yeah.
I don't even know what we're talking about. The AHL contracts, right?
Yeah, we're getting into that. There's another guy I played with at university, and he said he was happier. I forget if he was on an AHL contract one way or an NHL one way at the time, but he said he was happier when he was in the coast because they would pay for his living, and in the AHL they didn't pay for his living. So the difference in pay wasn't huge, but the difference in what they covered was extremely big. And he said he almost made more money in the East Coast League. And and guys weren't trying to take your head off every single day because he played a while ago. He's older, but he played in a time where it was just all fighting, all recklessness, all just
The A's definitely turning a little more skill, especially with I'm going to continuously use the Sens as an example because that's the only A team I keep track of or follow. I'm praying the Sens have a turnaround, but what is it? Like the whole Sens team, I know they used to have, I don't want to say meatheads, but they had a bunch of tougher guys. Let's go with that. 10 years ago, I think Binghamton was always one of those teams. Their old AHL team that always had a bunch of big boys ready to go.
Yes, they'd have three or four guys with 400 penalty minutes.
Exactly.
Absurd.
Whereas now it's straight skill, young guys coming in.
Yeah, they implemented a rule. I don't know how long ago, but there's a veterans rule in the AHL, and you can only have 5 or 6 players that have played more than 200 games or 300 games.
No way.
So that's how they keep the league young.
Oh, that's smart.
Yeah, they've allowed NHL teams to use it as way more for development because they didn't used to. They really didn't. It used to be a punishment. If you didn't play well, you had to get sent down. But now it's an opportunity for players to develop more.
Yeah. I know at least in Ottawa, probably Tyler, you probably know this. At least Logan Brown, right? He was big in the O for a bit. I think his agent was saying things in the media, saying like, oh, he's never seen like a first rounder treated this way, and so on, and get so few looks. But just like kind of looking at what he's done, he's had like this year he did decently. He's done well in the A, but when he's up top, he doesn't do too much. I find, at least yet, and so they kept sending him down, and I know they weren't too happy about that.
Well, didn't Logan Brown finish as like one of the top scorers in the AHL this year?
Exactly. Well, that's the thing. He does well up. Branstrom too, right? Like a lot of these Sens guys, they're doing unreal in the AHL. And Batherson's done
Yeah, Batherson's pretty good.
That was a nice goal. Batherson's pretty good, especially fourth rounder.
Big that's there. True. Yeah, Fermenton or whatever his name is too.
I think he's fourth too. Sens are pretty good at scouting.
I played with Formanton actually in junior.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
And he is such a fast skater. Oh my God.
He's speedy, eh? Yeah.
He was like, he was a 16-year-old when I was in my last year. And I remember like first I got traded to his team, and first practice he's coming down. He's like 130, 140 pounds dripping wet. I'm like, no way this kid's any good. Like whatever, just blows like right past me the net because I just completely underestimated him. I'm like, oh boy, he's actually really good.
Do you stay in contact with any of those guys?
Some guys yes, some guys no. I haven't talked to him in a while. I saw him in like a summer league game last summer, but I don't really talk to him too often. But yeah, I was saying anyways, he went from being like on our third, fourth line in a junior A team to playing in an NHL game because he played it as an 18-year-old in about like a 16, 17 month period. He wasn't even a top line on it. Although he did deserve to be a top line guy on our team. He was very skilled and he was a little underappreciated by our coach. And like obviously, like, you know, in hindsight, he definitely deserved more opportunity. But it's crazy. He went from a bottom six line guy on a tier 2 team to playing for the Sens in less than 2 years.
Plus the World Juniors in the middle there too, eh?
No, he would have been World Juniors afterwards because
he didn't make it.
Really?
He didn't play. He didn't play till after he was drafted because he didn't play as like a 17-year-old in the World Juniors. I don't think so, anyways. No.
Not many guys. It's usually the top 5.
No, unless you're literally exceptional person. It's.
Yeah, I remember like that first year they were talking about like the 18 months after you probably played with him. Like he like did fairly well in preseason. And I think they had him up for the 9 games, and he was blowing. I think it was Connor McDavid's 2015, so McDavid's first year too, and he was just or McDavid's first or second year, and he was just blowing. He was getting breakaways by accident in like every game, and but the thing is though, like it looked like he was going too fast, like for his hands, at least at the NHL level. And so hopefully he like puts that all together. But
he's a good player. He's got a lot of potential, and like I said, he was like really skinny, and he still is, but he's so strong pound for pound, and he's got a pretty good hockey IQ, and he's definitely a guy that can play like up and down the lineup right now, and has the potential to be a really good top 6 player. So he's in Ottawa, which is a great place to develop and get some opportunity right now. So hopefully he makes the best of it.
Sure, yeah, he did amazing in the A2 this year.
Yeah, no, doesn't surprise me one bit. He's got a lot of upside and a lot of potential.
Yeah, just touching on Formanton here a bit more. I think I noticed he started like a brand as well. And, you know, being the marketing guy, big on that. So, Formanton, I know you're watching. Hit me up and we can kind of work on some new projects and see how to grow your brand there. But love that already.
What did he start?
I think he started a clothing brand with his girlfriend.
Oh, nice.
So
cool. I wasn't aware of that.
Yeah, I think I saw that on Instagram. Because I was going to get involved. Man, quarantine's a lot longer than I think now that I'm just stopped.
We're in the 5th month of quarantine.
Jeez. I was thinking because I like started my podcast in January just doing some like live interviews. And then once quarantine hit, boom, like I started doing like, I think the most I did in a week was like 17 interviews. That's why I got bumped up to two interviews or 2 episodes a week to kind of push out content. But yeah, what was I gonna say here? Oh, I was getting involved with I was like speaking with a what is it? A sports agency in Vancouver, and they represent some like an AHL guy, maybe a couple NHL guys too. And we're kind of like talking about branding. So I was, doing some research and seeing players and their branding and getting some ideas and maybe even reaching out to some guys. And so that's how I came across his. And I'm talking to a CFL player, had a stream with him. And like we were playing NHL, doing really well. I was really proud of myself because I don't play games too much. Literally, as soon as I started talking about marketing and my different ideas for player branding, 4 pick sixes in a row. So, tough game. But,
Hate to see it get distracted.
Yeah.
It's tough to focus on both at the same time. That's for sure.
Yeah. So I respect it when someone like Tyler right now, like putting up 4. That's impressive.
Well, I was going to say, I find this stream has been a lot easier than the other one.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I was like a little nervous, and I was like, it was a lot more. Not that I haven't enjoyed this conversation, but that one was a little more like structured and like, like a lot more about the industry and stuff like that. So I was so much more focused on the conversation than this one.
Yeah. Well, I think the first one is much more like structure, right? So I think a big thing just in terms of, I've had this like people in the NHL or like NBA, like maybe not specifically those leagues, so you don't like kind of reach out to those guests, but I've had specific guests that are in big leagues and big positions where after the recording, I'm like, oh wow, like that's more nerve-wracking than I would have thought. So just being like talking about yourself, is that another goal?
I'm getting destroyed here again.
Yeah, maybe Spencer does better when I ask him questions, I think.
Yeah, it must have. I was focusing too much last time.
Jeez.
I'm just going with the flow now.
You got to get my ADHD going. I got to be multitasking.
Do you actually have it?
Clinically diagnosed, yes.
That's actually, I'm not laughing that you have it, but just funny.
Oh no, it's totally fine. It's pretty normal. Most people have some sort of attention disorder, especially nowadays. But you see, I'm talking. I scored there.
Yeah, seriously, man.
Okay, let me think of something. Imagine Spencer doesn't come back here. What can I ask?
Oh man,
Spencer?
no, I cannot let that happen.
Spencer, what can I ask you? I'm looking at my whiteboard. Did you watch any of the other streams? I know you watched all of them, but maybe tell me. No, I'm just kidding.
No.
What can I ask you here? I don't know. Have either of you guys? I don't get offended because I think I said this on someone else's podcast. Obviously, people listen to mine, but let's say no one listened. That's fine because I get like all this great insight. But have you guys like tuned into any episodes? And if so, like, what are your thoughts?
Episode of this tournament or
the podcast specifically?
The podcast? Love the podcast, man.
Oh yeah, so you've listened to it?
I'm listening. I need to catch up.
Yeah.
And it's good that they're like shorter ones, and it makes it easier for me to catch up.
Yeah.
So I think the last one I listened to was when you had the founder of Living Sport on.
Oh, nice. So you're pretty deep.
Yeah,
nice.
no, yeah.
Appreciate
it's
that.
all great stuff. I love hearing. I think it's so lucky that like we're in sports and we get to like talk about sports every day in our like I have my casual conversations with like my best friends and like we talk about sports and we have the same conversations that I would have like that I hear like on your podcast and stuff like that and like it's really interesting getting to know more about the sports industry and know what's going on. Like I'll talk with my friends and they'll be like, oh, why hasn't the league or the team like done this thing and announced this yet? And why don't they do this? And it's interesting, like knowing all the steps and knowing what's behind the face of a franchise is like, I've found that like really cool. And your podcast has done a lot to like expand my knowledge on that stuff. So
yeah, no, I appreciate it, especially just being one of those listeners that like tune in quite a bit. I know people. So one of the things I tried doing was also just people are commuting less. So people are barely commuting. So kind of tried putting it down to one episode a week now, because I got this tournament going on every night after work. So I also gotta to live a little, breathe a bit. So I think there should be a break coming up. I think I give myself Fridays and Saturdays off now. But
that's a good idea.
Yeah. No, that's great stuff. Appreciate that you listen. Yeah, I definitely try to keep it a little shorter too. Obviously, some guests they have some such like amazing and like detailed stories, and they love sharing. So I'm not gonna cut anyone off that wants to share their time with me. But no, that's definitely good stuff. If you ever have any specific, what is it?
I do actually.
Oh really?
Get some people from the. It should be easier now, but get some people from the CPL, dude.
Oh yeah, that's pretty easy.
Get some people from the man. Like I've heard what's his name, Clenanchin, or the commissioner. I've heard him on a bunch of different podcasts, but I would be really curious to hear some of the business operations people, like from that kind of behind the scenes, because he's sort of like the face of the league. But I'd be interested to hear what's going on from some of those other people, like for the marketing and brands point of view.
Let's have a chat then. I'm your guy. Like, you
Yeah,
don't
that's
really
what
need
I
to
mean.
have my own episode. But yeah, but if you ever do want, like, I'm like fairly. Obviously, I always have time. If anyone's watching this, I'll get to your messages. I try to get them to. There's not to pump my tires, but I get like 10 to 12 messages every morning on Instagram alone, and sometimes it's a little tough to answer every day. But no, we can. Send me a message there. Even so, Spencer, maybe we can set up a call for that startup so I can tell you about it.
For sure.
And then Tyler as well. We can have a call on whatever kind of questions, because I'm in the CPL now, so I can definitely talk about that. But CPL guests. Maybe. Yeah. Just trying to think what I can say. There's some for sure like cool people. At least like I don't know if you're obviously a fan of Atletico Ottawa. The CEO Fernando Lopez, definitely some a smart guy and someone I'm definitely lucky to be a part of his team. But we'll see what I can do there. I think right now I have enough episodes until the end of September. So not bad, right? Thanks, Spence.
No, that's
I'll probably bump it up again pretty soon. Maybe mid-August to 2. Might go to 3 episodes a week. Who knows? Depending how many guests I can get. The more guests I get, it's not really for like listens. It's more about just me like networking with more people. So, do you have any other people that you maybe want to hear from? Because I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty easy to get people.
Yeah, I thought when you first started this, I was like, oh man, that must be so difficult. But like, I guess you literally just send a DM and people are so happy to like talk about themselves. So
I think I know a couple of reps from like different business clubs have hit me up. They're like, hey, like, what are you like sending to these people? I think it's also just because it's directly attached to my name, so that's huge as well. Rather than like, hey, this club, this company, speak for us. Like, you're gonna promote this business. Where literally it's a glorified coffee chat. Like I tell everyone. So I think that makes it easier. But well, what were you gonna say though? I know you guys ended, but just so I can write this down. CPL.
The CPL guest, like someone like from the marketing or that side of things, like not the usual people that speak on podcasts.
Okay. What is there any other leagues or positions you're interested in?
EBL. I've also been really interested in that. I just like hearing like stuff from like brand new sports leagues. I think that's such a cool job, and it'd be cool hearing from other people like that.
For sure. Spencer, I know you're a huge listener of the podcast as well, so appreciate it. 6'3", big. Obviously, I never doubted uOttawa. Shout out uOttawa, even though you didn't give me a graduation.
Let's go.
We'll have some beef when you call me for some funds in the future. But I'm not even lying. Anyways, thanks so much for both of you for joining. Spencer, if I asked this to Tyler, I don't know if you have or if you've seen 1 or 2 episodes or none, but if there's anyone you're kind of interested in, hearing about their experiences in sports, I can definitely find someone pretty easily and record an episode.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'll be honest, I haven't been doing it, but Tyler did a pretty good job selling it, so I think I have to start. Any episodes I should start with? I'm getting a little sick of Joe Rogan and spitting chicklets right now.
Hey, this is some good stuff. This is high quality content.
I would say start with the first one, get a good idea of it, and then I would definitely listen to the one with the founder of Ion Living Sport.
Yeah.
That was probably like one of the best conversations.
Really? Interesting.
Yeah.
Tyler likes
definitely.
to hear about me, I guess, because those are the two that I talk about myself the most.
Yeah, honestly.
Here, Spencer,
The
what are
one
you
with
interested in?
Rob Greeley is also really great. I had the chance to meet Rob a couple times. I think he's a great guy. Like, I would definitely recommend. He's got such a wide variety of stuff that he's done, and his story of how he just got into sports, like just like asking someone, like asking a friend, like it's really cool. So
yeah.
That was pretty good. Yeah, those are all good episodes. Spencer, you're into, what are you into again? Business development, right?
Yeah. Honestly, you know what? I'm down to listen to conversation about anything as long as it's, you know, intellectual and entertaining. I don't necessarily care if the content's totally relatable or not. If it's just something that's interesting, it's, you know, it's a passionate conversation that people are very, you know, intrigued in and educated about. I'm all for it. So nothing really too narrow in particular. Just a good conversation, really.
Oh, sounds like you're gonna be a fan of the podcast. Yeah. No. So there's definitely. So I think a way that, I guess I'm selling it, but you know what? It's my stream, so let's go with it. The way I kind of make it extremely relatable for everyone is that every guest, no matter if you're a CEO, student, or whatever, you kind of start off with where you started in school, because you know a lot of us, we're all in school. We all started somehow, and then they take you through the whole trajectory, your route. So there's definitely some good conversations there. Off the top of my head, what are some good episodes? Not that they're all great, but the one with Director of Business Development with Kansas City Chiefs, I was really psyched about that one. I think that's episode 4. So they just came off the Super Bowl win. I think we recorded in March, so that was cool. Director of Business Development for the Cleveland Cavaliers had a ton of listens. I don't know what's coming out next week, but I have the one with HC Davos / the Swiss Federation coming out soon. And there's a bunch of different other ones, but I think that all of them are pretty good, and they all give like different insights of, you know, marketing, sales. There's quite a few commercial ones, like someone that's in charge of like the commercial side of the business.
Yeah.
And
that HC Davos one I find pretty interesting because it would be compelling to see I don't know how the TV revenues are over there, but obviously right now the only leagues that are apparently functioning are the ones that have a lot of TV revenue. And I imagine that it's not as big over there, so it'd be interesting to see how they're moving forward without having people in the stands, because they obviously feed off that in-crowd atmosphere and those ticket sales. So it'd be interesting to see how those leagues are doing.
Yeah, for sure.
How their plan of action is moving forward.
Yeah, no, that's definitely a good episode. And I think it's Reto Raffiner. It's a hard name, he's Swiss. But he played pro hockey in Swiss, I think, for 15 years. So he definitely has a cool perspective, especially someone like you or your brother, or any of your teammates, you know, just having that connection with someone who, you know, who's played high level hockey and also got involved in the business side of things. Definitely a good episode. But that's it, guys. I appreciate it so much. That's 2 streams. That's 2 hours of your life gone. But no, I'm just kidding. I make myself laugh. Tyler, you'll be playing NHL or FIFA going round 3?
I prefer FIFA. I'd like to take a crack at FIFA.
Okay, then you'll be playing FIFA for sure. That's easy.
Yeah, let's do it.
You'll play FIFA next round. Maybe wear your Atletico Ottawa. Remember the thing I told you?
Oh, definitely. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. But yeah, is there anything else I can answer for you guys, or comments that you'd like to mention? No. Okay. Well, that's it for stream 18, something like that. So that's it for stream 18. Thanks for watching, guys. That's Nascimento Marketing's 32 Blitz, presented by Living Sport. Shout out Living Sport. Like I mentioned throughout the stream, the prize package for the winner of the tournament is going to be a $500 scholarship for a 2021 program. So, you know, Tyler, you're one step closer to that prize pack, and you know, hopefully uOttawa gets it. There's no FIFA thing going on here. Shout out FIFA. But that's it for tonight. Thanks for joining. Thanks for listening. See you guys tomorrow. As tomorrow, I believe, is think tomorrow is Cornell versus Maryland on Madden. So definitely a cool stream. So see you guys.
Cheers.
Cool. Thanks, man. Appreciate it.